Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today we will analyze a verse in the Quran, which I believe is extremely important. And uh, you know, I'm sure many of people they might read this verse, but mostly they will not notice what is wrong with it. And this is supposedly, as we see in the screen, chapter 2, verse 106. Now we can take any translation the Muslims they like. And by the way, the Muslims do not like any of their translations. Do you know why? Uh, just to make it simple to you to understand what I'm saying. Muslims do not accept any of the translation as a Quran for them because all the Muslim translation is full of lies. I challenge any Muslim to tell me which translation for him is the one is accepted. The answer is none. Do you know why? Because Muslims understand that those translation is made just to fool Western, not to translate, which means they are not real translation. This is why I advise people to go and order the book translated by Osama Dakdok. You can search right now for his name and his translation name of the Quran is called the Generous Quran. The Generous Quran. I believe it is maybe the most close accurate, but always perfect translation is not exist, but still is going to be maybe the most honest translation exists today in the market for people to have. So you can search for the Generous Quran by Osama Dakdok and get that translation. But anyway, still we will show you from the Muslim translations that Islam is a stupid religion and Muhammad is a big fat liar. From just one verse in the Quran. How we will do that? Here we go, chapter 2, verse 106. We can take any translation Muslims they can pick up. Let us go by Yusuf Ali, as long he is the most popular by Muslims. And translation of Yusuf Ali is saying the following. Let us make it a little bit big, so you guys, you can see it better and read it better. Okay. So, Muhammad in this Quran saying, none of our revelations do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, but we substitute something better or similar. You know, honestly, Muhammad is really fun. Guys, focus with me, please. It's a disaster. You know, I understand that the Muslims believe in abrogation, and Allah, He keep changing His mind. You know, the Muslim, they might say to you, oh, Christians, they have abrogation too. As an example, Christians do not practice stoning to death for adultery. This is not abrogation. This is not abrogation. You know, abrogation is something was given to you and then was given to you something else. Abrogating the first one. The law which is stoning to death was not given to us. That law was given to the Jew. So, you know, there is orders was given to the Jews and have nothing to do with anyone else except the Jews. And there is orders was given to us. The Jews used to live by the law. For us, we as a Christians, we don't go by the law as much we go by the grace of Jesus, which means uh, we were accepted to be part of the family of the believers, children of God, not because we are given a law. The fact, uh, if you go and read the Old Testament, you will see all the Old Testament is about the Jews and the Jews only. Nothing outside, no outsider. It's just the Jews. So anything is given there, it was an order for the Jews. Somebody will say to me, oh, in the Old Testament says that God said, don't kill, don't murder. Does that mean you should not follow that? No, that's not what I meant. What I meant is specific orders was given to the Jews to practice in their daily life. But when it's come to morality, not to punishment, to morality, all those orders we have to follow. It doesn't matter if they are from the Old Testament or not. Anyway, God, if he give an order to his nation, and later he give them a new order, at least should have between the first order and the second order, let us say, some time, you know, 100 years, 200 years, 400 years, 500 years. But you know, you say something today and tomorrow you change your mind. Why you are doing this? Like why Allah is doing that? But in any way, I'm not going to talk about abrogation at all in this verse now, because the problem is bigger than abrogation. Read with me. None of our revelation we do abrogate or cause to be forgotten. Allah causing the Muslims and causing Muhammad to forget the Quran. Question. Why Allah is causing Muhammad to forget the Quran? Remember, the Muslims, they say to you that the Quran is preserved. But the fact it's not. Because the first one who caused people to forget Quran, as the verse in here saying, is Allah. Therefore, the Muslims don't have the whole Quran. There's a lot of forgetting verses, and nobody knows how many. They might be more than what we have. Actually, there's many hadiths that says that the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of the cow. And that mean, you know, hundreds of verses is missing in just one chapter alone. So, if Allah Himself saying that there is verses or there is Quran, we don't know how many. It's a revelation. He's not talking about a verse. He's talking about revelation. Revelations, read it between. You know, this is not my translation. Do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten? So Allah is saying to us clearly that there's a lot of revelation He gave to Muhammad and He gave to the Muslims, and He is causing them to forget. Is that possible? Is that something really acceptable? Now everybody can say, well, God can do anything, right? Yeah, but you know what? This God is a joker. This God, He don't respect Himself. You know, first of all, give me a reason to cause them to forget it. Focus with me in here, and you will see why I am saying there's no reason. We abrogate or cause to be forgotten. So Allah already, He is using the abrogation way to update His orders. So what is the need is to cause to be forgotten? You know what I'm saying? If I am using a method which is abrogation already, I gave you a chapter or an order, like you know in the Quran, in the chapter of An-Nahl, Allah said that the alcohol is good to use it and to drink it and to make money of it. Later Allah He abrogated. He says this is the wine and the alcohol is from shaitan, which is funny because how you say in one verse it is good and the other verse you say it is from shaitan. But supposedly the one that says the alcohol is from shaitan, abrogating the one saying the wine is good and alcohol is good. So abrogating or abrogation is already used by Allah to abrogate His orders, supposedly. So now, what the point of using forgetting or forgotten or forgetting the verses? Why Allah is causing the Muslims to forget the Quran? I challenge any Muslim to give me a reason. Any reason. Create one for me. You want to say to me, because this verse is not needed no more? Well, there's tons of verses in the Quran. There is no need for them no more. It still exists. So if it's about clearing the Quran from unneeded verses, that is not an answer because the Quran is full of garbage, full of verses that have nothing to do with the Muslims follow today. Period. So what the point of making Muhammad and the Muslims forget the Quran and causing them to forget, not only making, like, he is the cause. And the disaster, not only in here, stop in here, the disasters, continue. And look what he said. But we substitute something better, or similar. Uh-oh. Have you ever heard about a stupid God like this? What do you mean, Mr. Allah, that you are going to give us something better? Explain to me, please. When we use the word better, it's mean there is worse. So what Allah is saying to us, I have some verses, they are really stupid and ugly. And I decide to take them off, and I will make you forget them because, you know what? I was dumb there. I was stupid there. I don't want you to remember what I said. Actually, all of us, we wish there's things we did in our life, we wish we can delete them. There's things maybe stupid or mistakes or, we wish we can take them out of our life. Because those things, they remind us about how stupid in a certain point maybe we were, or, what we did. So now and here, when Allah, He says, I am going to give you something better or similar. Look at the word similar. The word similar alone is a disaster. Because if it's going to be similar, you idiot Allah, why you are causing it to be forgotten? Like imagine I have a law, it says, don't drink whiskey, go drink beer. And don't go to India, just visit Kashmir. Here we go, we made Quran. Then I made a different verse, and I like it better. I says, don't drink beer, but you drink whiskey, and don't visit India, but go to Ethiopia. What is that, man? Similar? If it is similar, why you are causing me to forget the old one? It is the same one, because similar, it means similar. Go and read the dictionary. Similar, it means the same. So why you cause me to forget it? So in here, there's two big problems. First, he caused them to be forgotten because he want to give you better.